Strong winds sweeping through our region tonight. Wind gusts reaching up to 70 miles per hour, causing both directions of I-580 to close in Washoe Valley. Look at this, Washoe Valley earlier today. That was whipping winds, shaking cars, blowing snow, and you see causing crashes too. Now take a look at this. Here's a map to give you a better idea of where this all was happening. I-580 shut down in both directions right now between Reno and Carson City. It's closed from Mount Rose Highway to East Lake Boulevard. The freeway will stay closed until 7 tomorrow morning. US 395 right next to it is also closed. Now you might have just gotten that alert on your phone, a public safety alert from NDOT about those closures saying do not travel in that area right now. Everything is closed for your safety. Good evening, I'm Janae Ryan. Now these strong winds putting traffic at a standstill nearly all day long. News 4's Audrey Mayer was actually stuck in it for hours. Here she is with the latest conditions off the 395 in Washoe Valley.
We are just off the US 395 heading towards Carson City, and we've been stuck at a standstill in traffic for almost 4 hours because of the highway being blocked off. So if you take a look, cars are still being held back and pilot cars are escorting people down the highway just because of these large gusting winds. And there's been a long backup of cars since around 11 in the morning. Winds could get up to 80 miles per hour near the Cold Spring Stud area tonight between 7 to 10 p.m. and 80 miles per hour from Reno to Carson City. So what does this mean? Potential power outages, possible wind damage, travel concerns, especially for high profile vehicles. And we'll keep you updated on the latest, but it looks like the highway may not reopen for quite some time. Reporting off the 395, I'm Audrey Mayer, News 4 on your side.
And if you joined us for any of our earlier newscasts, we actually tried to have Audrey live in the 4, 5, and 6. She was stuck in that traffic the whole time, was not able to do any live reports, but she did get back safely. We are happy for that. Now tonight, as she mentioned, the National Weather Service warning of flight turbulence, power outages, even wind damage. We've got Chief Meteorologist Matt Monroe, who's been keeping track of all of this today. A lot to keep on track of.
I mean, Janae, these winds are absolutely crazy out there. We mentioned some of these winds could hit 80 miles per hour. We've got a couple of those out there right now. Galena hit 81 miles per hour out in northwestern Reno, 79 miles per hour wind gust. Washoe Lake, 77. That's why that valley is shut down out along I-580. Reno had a gust of 69. Collin Ranch, 68. Mount Rose Highway hit 64. Keep in mind, hurricane force winds are 74 miles per hour. So we have some hurricane type gusts out there tonight. High wind warnings go all the way up through 7 o'clock in the morning. We'll talk more about that and rain and snow chances in a few more minutes.
Tonight, PG&E has restored that power to hundreds of thousands of customers. This is a map of what it looks like tonight. There is more green, meaning customers have their power on. Last week, we followed this day after day. These dots were mostly red. The winter storm downed a lot of power lines and trees in the Sierra, leaving thousands and thousands of people without power for days. And as you can see, a lot of that back now because of some hard work by crews. Now, big changes this week for Washoe County students. They're using the district's new bus stops. And today, a lot of the middle and high schoolers walking to a nearby elementary school or public park instead of their usual bus stop. The district scaling back on bus services because they don't have enough drivers. Some people, News 4 was told, had some confusion this morning over this, but district officials say overall it went pretty smoothly.
Today was like any normal first day of school when you have any kind of changes. Some students were at the wrong location. We dealt with that, make sure they get on their way to school, get them on the right bus, or have a special bus come and take them to the school. These things usually work themselves out in the first couple days.
So this number here, this is the dispatch number. Calling this is the best way to make sure you have the right information for your kid's bus stop. We've also got it on our website. Developing news now on the Washoe County Sheriff's deputy accused of lewdness with a kid younger than 14. Brian Fisher's bail now set at $150,000. He's not allowed to leave the county, have contact with kids, or have access to guns. He was in court this morning in Sparks. He was arrested last week. He's on unpaid leave. Another player for the Las Vegas Raiders facing DUI charges. Rookie cornerback Nate Hobbs. Police found him asleep inside a parked car on a parking garage ramp. They say he failed sobriety test. He's in Clark County Jail charged with a misdemeanor DUI. 2 months ago, police say Raiders former wide receiver Henry Ruggs III drove drunk, crashed, and killed a woman. Douglas County deputies arresting 14 people over the New Year's weekend. 6 arrested in State Line, 2 for DUI, 8 others arrested in Carson Valley. Deputies say nearly 2,000 people traveled through the State Line area. Now to our coronavirus coverage. 12 to 15-year-olds can get their COVID-19 booster shots now. The FDA expanding Pfizer's emergency use authorization. Health officials say there are no new safety concerns. They looked at data from Israel, about 6,300 kids, and health experts say this booster still shows a greatly improved antibody response to the Omicron variant. Now that variant now in the Quad County region. Carson City Health and Human Services reporting the first case there today. A woman in her 20s from Douglas County. She isn't fully vaccinated. She did not travel recently. She had mild symptoms and is not isolating anymore per the CDC's new guidance. Starbucks employees have to be fully vaccinated. OSHA making companies with at least 100 employees enforce weekly COVID testing or masking for the unvaccinated. Starbucks employees have until February 9th to be fully vaccinated, or they need to test negative. A federal judge blocking part of the U.S. Navy's COVID-19 vaccine policy. The preliminary order blocks the Navy from taking adverse action against 35 Navy SEALs. They didn't get the vaccine for religious reasons. The judge says the policy violates the Constitution. More than 99% of active duty Navy service members are fully vaccinated. For your health now is the time to donate blood. It's needed very badly. This week, to help with that, is the annual all-Reno radio blood drive. It's Wednesday and Thursday from 10 to 7. You can make an appointment online with Vitalant or just show up. If you donate, you can get an Atlantis Gelato coupon, a long sleeve t-shirt, and a chance at all sorts of other prizes. Former Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid will lie in state in the U.S. Capitol Rotunda next week. Ceremonies start next Wednesday. Reid died Tuesday at 82 after a 4-year battle with pancreatic cancer. There will also be a memorial service Saturday in Las Vegas. You can find more about those services and him on mynews4.com. Now, his wife, Landra, thanking House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer on behalf of the family now. She says, "We're touched and grateful for the opportunity to honor Harry and his accomplishments." There's a new Chief Justice of the Nevada Supreme Court, Justice Ronald Paragary, officially succeeding Justice James Hardesty. He says it's an honor. Paragary will focus on trial courts backlogged because of the pandemic. Nevada Attorney General Aaron Ford and 4 other AGs talking ahead of the anniversary of the January 6th attack. They'll discuss the 2020 elections and the attempts to overturn the results, plus how they are protecting votes now. This is happening Wednesday at 7 a.m. We're going to cover that for you right here on News 4. Now, AG Ford also going to talk about opioid laws in Nevada tomorrow. His office isn't sharing anything else with News 4 until his presentation. That's going to be at 1. News 4 will share what happens with you on air and online. Some foods you buy at the grocery store are going to be looking different. There's going to be a new label on them, and we're going to tell you what that label is going to tell you when we come back.